Hey craft crew, happy holidays. Um, I am coming to show you a beginner project for your Cricut. I know a lot of you probably got gifted a Cricut. Let me go back actually. I know a lot of you probably got gifted a Cricut for Christmas and you're super excited, but now you're like, okay, now what? So this is your open home screen. You can click here for, new things, to buy products and to see what Cricut Access is about. Down here will be the projects that you've already done, which is why it says My Projects here. Yeah, so this is some stuff you can click on and it will take you through the process in making them. I'm not going to do that. However, they do have tons of cool things like this tassel banner. And I typically don't deal with this and go looking at things like this just because I like to create a lot of things on my own. However, this year I do want to try to do more because, again, a lot of you are new with Cricut and that may be something you're interested in making. And I understand, like, I like to just create something from nothing, but sometimes when you get an idea of something, um, you know, that's what makes you want to make it. You don't, some people just craft for fun, no particular reason, which is cool. And these are creative cards. Like, look at this. And here it literally tells you everything that you need. Bloop, 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 bloop. The type of mat that you need, the Cricut utensils and inkjet printer, things like that. So anyways, cancel. Oh, not customize. So that just took me to this project to open up. So if that happens on accident, you just have to, and this is a pretty big project, I'm guessing, because it's loading. But today I'm making a quick project and it's going to be using vinyl, which you can use Cricut vinyl or 651 vinyl, which is, I think, best for decals and things like that. Okay, so we're going to close this, but again, this is the materials, this is the things that you will be doing, which is, look like it's a ton of print and cut. So I'm going to go to new to start my actual project. Not going to save, just going to replace. So I am making a wine glass. I'm actually decorating a wine glass. And I have found, the lady's name is Sharonda. So this is basically how you start a project. Some stuff has templates, which you may need, but they are not what's actually on your item. They don't print, they don't come to you. It's simply for guiding purposes. Which I'm pretty sure there is like a goblet or something like that. And it's just, you just use, here's one. You just use it as your background. See, templates are only for reference and will not be saved to your project. So with my measurements on my actual goblet, the area that I prefer to work with is about 2.5 by 2.5. So, because again, if you make decals too big, you may get bubbles. Like, you just can't make things as big as you want really on that. Or you have to strategically piece it together. Or you would also use a wet method, which I think is entirely too much for just something small like this. But that involves wetting it with soap and water out of a spray bottle and applying it. But anyways, in reference to what we're doing here, I have my template. I'm going to click text because that's basically what I want here. And in this little square, as it says add text, you do that. And I'm looking for the lady's name. Oh, it's Sharon, not Sharonda. So that would have been wrong. Click inside of it and type. Okay. Oh, Sharon. And it actually does have like a, you know what? Because some of you guys are probably into that kind of thing, I am going to make a W. I'm going to make a monogram. A capital W. A font that I typically like with this, and this is where you can see your endless amount of Cricut fonts. So you could just type it in and then go about changing your fonts. However, I'm going to use system fonts, which would be fonts that you have already downloaded, which there are tons of places to get free fonts. However, you need to make sure you know, hey, this is for commercial use, this is not for commercial use, or, you don't want that kind of trouble when you're making things. And I think even as gifts, um, you have to, you have to buy like the commercial use. Like when it says for personal use, it means for you inside your home, not for gifts for other people. But again, that is up to you. So you see, this is kind of like a super small template, which is fine. Sharon is the name. So I'll use this as my base. And to make a monogram, I'm just going to get a little square. Let's see. Okay, baby, right now I'm recording, so I'll bring it to you in a minute. No, go in your room. Okay, great. So I'm going to make this width about 2.5. And then I'm going to click both the W and the triangle. And the rectangle, sorry. Then go to align, and I'm going to do center horizontally, which gets it in order. And then I'm actually going to, I could really just click center, which does both at the same time. And in monograms, that's typically where you do your name adding. Okay, so I have it, it's centered. However, we do want to account for this space, which is where you would write your name. I'm not going to want my monogram that thick, but I do want it to be there enough to know that it's space for a name, and to also recognize the W. So I'm going to center this again, and then I am going to come down. You can't see it on the screen, but I'm going to right click and push weld, which makes it one solid piece. Then I'm going to go back in with another square to be about the size that I want to. Excuse me, there's Lux on the front door. So I'm going to slide it right here in this middle and make the line thin. So yeah. And I really should be able to click it all and then just do align vertically, since that was already centered. And then from that, I'm going to click both parts, then right click again and click slice. So slice basically does exactly what it says, slices through something. So this is the part of the piece of my original. I can delete it, slide this out. This is the other parts of my original, delete it, then boom, delete that. And this is where you would fit your name. Okay, nice and simple. And honestly, I like to keep this locked until I am ready to move it. So get it down to size, because if I were to unlock it, I would have to go letter by letter, piece by piece. So that's about the size that I want, really. And again, my whole item total is about 2.5 by 2. So after I do it, so again, I'm done with this, but you can come over here and move that out the way, but you don't have to. So also you can slide this down so that you can work with it, so that the name will be on top and you will just be able to click on it and the name will be the first thing that you get. So anyways, I want to come back up here to my fonts system. I want to do more of a cursive thing. And I think here it is. Nope. Okay. We'll see how it looks. I have about 2 fonts that I would go with. Not really feeling that one. It's Magnolia or something. It is Magnolia Sky. So again, shrink it back down. And then I come over here and I adjust the letter distance. A good starting point is negative 0.5. Usually gets things together. Okay. Now I will unclick this so that I can slim it up and make it fit within my parameters. Still want to maximize the width of it. So yeah, kind of looks. So I'm going to ungroup it. This is where I work with it individually. So for this letter, I'm not feeling it being that skinny. I can make it bigger. Okay, and still be within format. You don't want, so with this too, I want to make it longer. Click them to where they're supposed to be kind of close to each other. Fortunately, okay, I like that, I'm gonna make this one a little longer too. Sorry, y'all, my son is in the mix. And you know, being a mom. So with this H, it's now the only thing that really looks funny. Click off of that. So I'm okay with this down here. Actually scoot this up a little bit more because that's the type of font this is. So I'm going to come down some more on this too. Being careful not to touch my line because I think that's a little bit of the beauty of it. Coming down. This S is fine. I'm going to make it just a little longer to slim it out. They typically don't connect. So right now I'm going to move this out the way. Looking for that. Going to also make it a little bigger. Move it up some. Okay, so I have everything. I'm going to click all the letters and then I'm going to click all the letters and then going to right click. Why is it not right click? Weld. Okay, perfect. So now that I've welded, it's one, it's one solid group. Then I'm going to center this again. And it does that for me. So this is going to be for Sharon. And to let it print all together, I'm going to then weld this again, right click, weld. And from that, then I want to change the height of it. I want it 2.5 by 2.5. I'm just going to add here 2.5 and it changes it. And my husband is home, so then I'll save it. Save, and then go to make. Okay, y'all, so I had to start over really quick because I spelled the name wrong. So I've worked on the letters, and I'm just going to go ahead and weld it together. That worked. So then I'm going to bring this over here, and again, click all of it, right click, and then align center. That's done. Then I'm going to also right click again and weld. I'm going to move on. Okay, I'm going to make this a different color just to show you guys if you were using a different project with multiple colors. Go to make it, and I'm going to see one thing in black and then my purple stuff on the purple mat. Mind you, these colors don't have to be accurate. I could actually be using yellow and do purple, then I press continue. And because this is a decal, here I'm not connected, but I would be connected and I would not mirror the image, put it on my sheet, cut it out. I would use the vinyl setting and voila, you got it. If you need to see more, I'll come back and show you the actual machine. Okay, y'all, so I'm here with it. I'm gonna go back. So this is how you set yours. This is an old mat. This is how you set your stuff up. Now, if you have you have these holes on it, you make sure that it's past this line. And you line the edges up, basically. This part doesn't have to be perfect because it does give you like a little bit of leeway there. So here, I'm gonna put it in my machine under the wheels. And I'm trying to do this with one hand. And then that flashing button, I'm going to click it. Now, I may have to hold, I'll be able to do it now. See, like that didn't catch it. It didn't catch it. So I'm probably going to have to put it down. So I just hit this again to make it feel like, okay, I'm taking it out. And I'm going to press it. You see that? How it's actually under there and it caught? That's how you properly put your stuff on. Then back to the computer, like I said, not going to do fast mode. This button is clicking. My mat may be a little old, so I'm actually going to guide it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the button. And then the magic happens. So guys, really, if there are any more tutorials that you would like to see, just let me know. I'm trying to take it to the beginning because I know it's been the holiday season and plenty of people got a Cricut, and I know people are in love with monograms and like to customize and personalize things, which is probably one of the reasons why your family members got you a Cricut. So yeah, this is gonna do its thing cutting. Okay, you see that? This is reasons why, and it's not terrible, but this is reasons why you double cut. I do, because I'm seeing the under part of it. And again, with things being so intricate, you don't want to go super fast. And as of now, that's not necessarily a ruined piece since it's just a straight line. I should be able to just I'm not going to do it now. Take it off of here and kind of lay it back down in that place. But that's one thing about thin lines and things. See, cut that one out. It's basically done. So I'm going to do the other one, which is no guarantee that it's going to do the same thing. But, you know, just in case I don't have time to keep coming back, setting my machine up, then put it in place. And this is what I meant by saying I cut this part of it. And that is why I moved it over. And sorry that my flash is on. Moved it over here because this part of it was actually previously used. This is how you can hold on to your scraps. Like, I have other scraps of vinyl, but I'm going to get as much use out as possible because of that. And they also have a snap mat feature, which I believe is solely for Apple products, maybe even just iPhones, where you can take a square of this, a square of this, and take a picture of it, and then you can line up all of your items on one sheet versus how we have to do it. Each color is going to require its own mat. Okay, and it's done. So I click this button, and most of the times things are going to flash. Click this button. I'm simply going to cut this out into two, because then I'll start peeling it up, and I'll show you how to weed. This may be something you already know how to do, but just in case, I want to cover all bases. But that's how you cut. And now we're gonna weed and adhere.